William, you'll pardon me. It's not often I get to Nairobi and get to talk to you face to face.
Pleasure.
I see you on TV. As I said, this market is going nowhere.
Right.
All we're seeing is inching sideways, and that it's almost like there is no definite direction. Investors haven't exactly made up their minds. But what we are seeing, though, which is an interesting trend, is a move by the foreigners getting more into the Kenyan equities market. What are the foreigners seeing that the locals are not seeing?
Well, first and foremost, I think the market is moving. If you looked at the same market early June or probably thereabouts, you'd realize that to date the market has gained some ground. Probably it's not moving at the pace that we would want, but it is moving nonetheless. That said, the foreigners are not necessarily seeing something that the locals are not seeing. It's just that the foreigners have the advantage of comparing the Kenyan market with the other markets.
Sure.
And the Kenyan market is one of the best performing markets in the world today. So yes, they are attracted by the performance and nothing more.
At the same time, though, what we are seeing is a drop in volumes. Mostly when you speak to analysts, when they see a drop in volume, that suggests a lack of confidence in the market by investors. And that suggests some kind of level as well being reached in either direction, either up or down. In this instance, would you say that's indicating that we are topish and unlikely to see further gains, or is it the other way around?
We will see further gains. I think that the problem, or rather the issue at the moment is investors are looking at the market. They have studied the market. They have seen that towards the end month, a lot of investors do profit taking, which essentially makes the market to adjust. So the market would slow down at this time and probably sometime next week. Thereafter, of course, after the end month activity, you definitely see more people coming back to the market.
But of course the view around profit taking is that someone is buying those shares that someone else is dumping because they've taken a certain view on the market.
Absolutely.
So for those who are buying, what are they buying?
Shares, of course. You'd expect that the supply at this level would be higher.
But why are they getting into a market where perhaps others are taking a view that actually I want to lock in my profits here?
Good question. Why would I get into a market where people... You see, when you're coming into the market to invest, it's never about timing. Sure. It's about time. And those seasoned investors, long-term investors would want to come into the market when no one else is inspired to do so. Speculators, on the other hand, would want to come into the market when things are looking up.
They want to time it.
Absolutely. So you would see that long-term investors would be interested in such times in the market.
So let's talk about where this market is going, and perhaps let's try and put a range to it. You're saying you're seeing further gains.
Right.
Please give me a sense.
Nice one. I see it going further above 3,800.
Sure. When is that?
Probably by end of next month, we should be able to see 3850 or 3870, something thereabouts.
Right. As you can see, I'm battling with my equipment here, so do pardon me.
Not at all.
Let's talk about some of the results that have come through this market. I mean, we saw Samia coming in with what appear on the surface to be good results, but they're also talking about a positive trend that they are picking up. I'm surprised by that because Kenya is about to hold elections. Well, they're holding elections by the end of the year into next year. And at the same time, we've got this huge amount of uncertainty around the global economy, and we know what it will do to Kenya's tourism industry and all these other things. So where is this optimism coming from? At least for Samia.
The optimism is coming from the fact that we've done it in a rough economy this year, and we can do it yet again. I think the major problem for them as of last year was the dollar woes. To date, it seems like they have managed to handle that effectively, source their raw materials appropriately with low costs, and manage their costs, so to speak. Coming into the future, what Samia Africa holds, I think the future is still bright in terms of much as there's electioneering period.
The politicians have to travel to the outlying areas and campaign.
They have to, but I do not think that will affect the dollar too much if the peace they are preaching will actually be put into place.
Do you believe it?
Personally,
Yes.
It's more of a percentage. Do I believe it 60% or do I believe it 40%? I believe it 60%.
Okay.
I'm here to see the 40%.
I like the way you're hedging yourself. Let's talk about another issue that has come up in the market in the last few days. We've seen a rush of rights issues coming from some of the banks. It's particularly interesting that banks are coming in and raising money from investors at this particular juncture.
Right.
What do you think is driving them to come into this market and look for money?
I think it's money.
It is money. Why do they need money?
They want money so that they can make more money. You'd realize that much as the Kenyan market is not really, as in it's underbanked by any statistic that has come out, there is great and potential opportunity in the region. And so more and more of them want to go into the region to make more money. And it would appear that the bigger you are, the more capital you have, you can access these markets and you can make more money out of them. And this could be elaborated by the growth of KCB. Even a few years back, it was doing 6 billion, 7 billion. Today, it's doing 15 billion. Okay. Barclays Bank was at the same level, or probably higher than KCB a few years back. Today, they are still at the same level because they are not expanding as much. So you would find that CFC Stanbic want to go in that same direction to make money and to have a presence there.
Now, of course, if you were advising investors at this particular juncture, these companies are different. Would you say they should follow their rights?
I would say be counter-specific. I mean, for example, CFC Stanbic is a good bank. The problem I have with CFC Stanbic is I'm not seeing growth. A few years back, before the merger, Stanbic Bank with 4 branches used to deliver the same results that CFC Stanbic delivers today in half a year. So that you wonder where is the synergy coming from and what are you doing with it? The return on assets is also quite minimal as compared to the general industry.
I guess you won't be following your rights on this one if you were.
I will not be going my rights on this one.
William, unfortunately we've run out of time. William Odhiambo, Managing Consultant, Elim Consulting, thanks very much.
Thank you.